All right, let's look at the set. Dhan, a poor but enterprising 15-year-old, resided in the world's largest slum in a metropolitan city along with her widowed mother. Okay. So Dhan, a poor but enterprising 15-year-old, resided in the world's largest slum in a metropolitan city along with her widowed mother. Okay, so these are aspects about Dhan. The densely packed slum housed about 1 million people, mostly in rickety one-room tenements connected by labyrinthine lanes and by-lanes. Okay, so this was obviously, I mean, very, very densely packed, 1 million people in slums, and clearly in poor condition. I mean, it's a slum, so it's bound to be in a poor condition in a metropolitan big city. Dhan's mother worked intermittently as a daily wager, all right, in a small savory factory, all right. So clearly, I mean, she's 15 years old. Dhan's mother's working intermittently as a daily wager, so it must be quite difficult for them to make ends meet, right? Daily wager is hardly any money that she's earning, and she's working intermittently as a daily wager. For a 15-year-old, Dhan's life was hectic, all right. She spends 2 hours every day in fetching water for the household, packing breakfast and lunch for her mother. Okay, that's a lot for a 15-year-old. In addition, she had to prepare supper as well. On her mother's insistence, Dhan also attended an evening bridge school run by the NGO. So she's not only shouldering those responsibilities as a 15-year-old, she's also going to evening bridge school run by an NGO at her mother's insistence. Dhan's dream was to provide a comfortable life to her mother and take her family out of poverty. Great, great. So as a child, she dreams, she sees her mother struggling every day, and she sees herself struggling as well. So she dreams about a good life, a comfortable life, and elevating her family. Of late, Dhan observed that customers to a nearby tea-cum-savory stall were mostly the slum dwellers who thronged the stall for its low prices and lack of alternatives. So till now, we've been talking about Dhan and her difficulties and her mother's difficulties as well. Here, we are talking about a new point. So do notice that. Keep an eye out for such things. Of late, Dhan observed that the customers to a nearby tea-cum-savory stall, TCS, were mostly the slum dwellers, okay, who thronged the stall for its low prices and lack of alternatives. All right, so she spotted a tea-cum-savory stall, and throng means a lot of slum dwellers are going to that stall. The stall is receiving a lot of footfall, and they're attracted to the stall, the slum dwellers, for its low prices and lack of alternatives. All right. Further, Dhan gathered that TCS could not cater to all of its customers. Okay, so TCS was having difficulty catering to the huge footfall that it was getting. And the owner still made a neat rupees 800 profit per day. This is great for TCS, right? Clearly, it's doing very well. Customers are going there for low prices, lack of alternatives. He's making a neat 800 profit per day, which for a slum area might be a good amount, but he's not able to cater to all its customers because the footfall is too much. Dhan saw that as a probable first step towards the family's economic independence could be to own her own TCS. Okay, so Dhan saw that owning her own TCS, owning her tea-cum-savory stall could be a probable first step towards a family's economic independence. She's clearly enterprising. That's what it says in the beginning. So she's thinking about that. She's thinking about coming out of poverty. She's thinking about giving herself and her mother a comfortable life. And she spotted a good venture, right? An idea at least. There is a stall which is doing really well, but it's not able to address its customer base, right? So she sees that as a potential idea. This is fantastic, right? She's clearly very enterprising. So we know quite a bit about Dhan from this set. We know quite a bit about the difficulties that the mother and herself are facing, and the potential business idea that she has. All right, let's keep that in mind, and let's go to the questions. From the following, choose the best option that will increase Dhan's chances of realizing her dream of starting a venture. So Dhan is looking at that, right? Looking at starting a similar TCS, her own TCS, a tea-cum-savory stall. Read the question carefully. Best option that will increase her chances of realizing her dream of starting a venture. That's what we have to answer. We have to pick an option that will maximize her chances of her opening her own TCS in the future. Okay, that's how we have to evaluate it. Now let's look at the options. Request mother to fetch water for the household. Now remember, Dhan is spending 2 hours every day fetching water. It says that here. Okay. So if she requests mother to fetch water for the household, what you have to ask yourself is how is it going to benefit her? How is it going to increase her chances of owning her or starting her own TCS? All this option will do is if she requests mother to fetch water for the household, she will get an extra 2 hours. Okay. So what she's getting here is time. She's getting extra time that she could utilize to sort of, start the process of her own venture, and probably once the venture is set up, run her own venture as well. So this option will give her time. Okay. All right. Let's park this. Hire someone at rupees 10 per day to fetch water for the household. Okay. Now option 1 and 2 are both giving her time. Same, 2 hours of time. Here she's paying someone 10 rupees per day. One, she's asking her mother, but both give her time. Okay. And you could argue that, okay, probably requesting a mother would be better than hiring someone at 10 per day because they're already struggling with money. But both are giving time. Let's keep that in mind. Request mother to stop working and be a partner in the new venture. Now think about this option. How will this option help her? Okay. Does option 3 give her time? No. Does option 3 give her money? No. What does option 3 give her then? It gives her a mother's support in starting a new venture, right? Like she's thinking of owning her own stall. So if the mother joins and partners, then obviously the mother can help Dhan, right? And she will be able to provide some really good help to her in sort of realizing her venture. And why is this important? Now, this is where you have to connect options to nuances in the set. Dhan is an enterprising 15-year-old. Dhan is a child. Okay, she is a child. She's a teenager. Can she start a venture on her own? Think about it. Now, some may argue yes, but that's exceptional circumstances, right? She lives in a slum area. It's bound to be a difficult area, right? She has a competitor anyway. She's a competitor already. She's thinking of starting her own tea stall from the scratch. As a child, she won't be able to manage it. She would definitely need an adult support here. Okay. At least in the beginning to start her venture and get it running. Even I would argue for implementation also, right? As a 15-year-old, will she be able to deal with all the customers? Right? There can be risks there, right? There can be problems there if she's a child running a stall in a slum area. So as a child, she would definitely need adult support, and that's what this option is giving you. Okay, it's not really giving you time or money. It is giving you adult support, which is very much needed because Dhan is a child. You have to keep that in mind. Okay, let's park this. Stop going to the bridge school. Well, again, what does it give her? It gives her time. Okay, stop going to the bridge school. Can that be a good option? Stopping her education? Well, let's stick to the question. Is this increasing Dhan's chances in terms of time? Okay, we're parking this as well. Request mother to pack her own breakfast and lunch. Again, this will give her time. Okay, so if you look at 1, 2, 4, and 5, how are these options helping Dhan? By giving her time. But at this stage, what Dhan needs the most is adult support. As a child, she will not be able to start. Chances are very less of her realizing a venture or starting a venture on her own as a child. She really needs a mother's support. She really needs an adult support here. And therefore, option 3 is the answer. It's a tricky one. Okay, right up front, if you look at request mother to stop working and be a partner in the new venture, the first thought that will come to her mind is her mother is earning. Okay, so that money will stop. Yes, it will stop. I agree. But she really needs adult support at this point in time. Okay, and out of the 5 options, 4 are giving her time. 1 is giving her adult support. For her, adult support is crucial at this stage as compared to time. And hence, the answer is 3. Okay, so it's very important to connect to nuances, right? That's why you have to catch those nuances when you're reading the BDM set. Do take notes on your notepad. It's very important. So that 15-year-old aspect, the child aspect, is very important here, and that's why 3 is the answer. It's a tricky question. Okay, let's look at 2. Within 2 years of establishment, Dhan's TCS is not only outcompeting its nearest rivals in the slum, but has also earned a goodwill for the quality and taste of its products. Fantastic. So she's done very well. Okay, she's enterprising. Hopefully, a mother helped. Within 2 years, she's outcompeting. Okay, and it has also earned a goodwill for quality and taste. This is very important to keep in mind. Hence, it has become famous within the slum as Dhan Dhana Dhan brand. Okay, that's why I titled it such. So it's become Dhan, Dhan brand, right? Which indicates in Hindi, Dhan, Dhan is like, it's on a roll, right? It's successful. So great for Dhan. I'm happy for Dhan. Dhan now aspires to expand the reach of her savories into the metropolitan region. Now, that's very ambitious. She's enterprising. It's very ambitious. She's limited to the slum area right now. The product is being sold in the slum area. She wants the reach of her savories to go to the metropolitan region as well, which is a totally different market, right? Dhan wishes to scale up her savory production from 100 kg to 1000 kg per day, 10x. Okay, she's truly ambitious and enterprising. She wants to reach a new target market. Okay, a new market, which is the metropolitan region, and hence she wants to scale up a production 10 times from 100 kg to 1000 kg per day while maintaining quality. Fantastic, go Dhan, right? She's also thinking of quality. Dhan realizes that her establishment does not have the space to expand on her own or for expansion on its own. Okay, so this is the problem. Okay, she's the problem that she's facing now, and there are bound to be problems, right? There are bound to be problems that she'll have to solve. Any kind of expansion, especially a 10x expansion, going into a new market is tough for any business, right? For a small business, even more. So she realizes that her establishment does not have the space for expansion on its own, right? That production needs to be amped up, so she will need more space. She does not have that space. That's the problem statement. Okay, keep the goal in mind. She wants to go to a new market, expand 10x production, but the problem while maintaining quality, but the problem is she does not have space for expansion on its own. Okay. Which of the following options will best help Dhan to scale up production with least investment, tightly controlled quality, and also protect her business interests? So there are three aspects here, people. It's very important for you to catch this. So read the questions carefully and rephrase it to them. Take notes while reading questions as well. Okay, it's a long question stem. So her objective is to scale up production. Okay, so keep that in mind, and that was clear in the set as well. Okay, with least investment, tightly controlled quality. She's known for a quality. She doesn't want to compromise that, and also protect her business interests. Okay, business interests should be protected. These are the three factors that we have to keep in mind and choose an option that will best help Dhan to scale up production. Okay, remember the problem is she does not have space, but she still wants to scale up production. Okay. All right. Option 1, provide the savory dough and preparation instructions to 100 willing women in the slum and co-opt them as business partners. Interesting way to solve this. She's not looking to sort of get more real estate. That what she's saying is, I want to scale up production. Okay. So I'll provide the savory dough and preparation instructions to 100 willing women from the slum and take them on as business partners. So potentially she can share her profits with them depending on the work that they're putting in and stuff like that. Now let's think of ABC, least investment. The investment here is low. Okay, I mean, it's not high. She's co-opting them as business partners. She can share a share of profits with them. I wouldn't say the investment is high. Would the quality be controlled? Yes, because they'll be under her supervision. Protect her business interests. That means her recipe, right? She has a recipe. She doesn't want the recipe to go out. She doesn't want her methodology to go out. They'll be under her supervision. So this can protect her business interests as well. This seems to be an okay option. Let's park it. All right. Buy additional space within the slum and establish own manufacturing unit. This is going to be problematic. This can't be least investment. Buying additional space within the slum. I mean, it's a slum, but still real estate, even in a metropolitan region, slum will be expensive. And setting up your own manufacturing unit, that's a lot of investment. This can't be the answer. We have to keep in mind ABC. So we have to look for an option that satisfies ABC the most. Lease space in the metropolitan region and establish a manufacturing unit of TCS. Renting space in a metropolitan region. Let's say if this is Bombay, hypothetically speaking. Leasing space in the metropolitan region in Bombay, renting space will be hugely expensive. Establishing a manufacturing unit then will also be expensive. This can't be least investment. This is gone. Outsource the production along with secret recipes to a mass savory production unit outside the slum. So she's outsourcing the production. I can't handle it. I'm going to outsource it to a mass savory production and let them manufacture it for me. Now, is it least investment? Not really. Outsourcing it to a mass savory production unit will be costly. They will charge Dhan. Okay, so not really least investment. Will the quality be controlled? Remember, it's a mass savory production unit. You have to catch this. This is important, right? You have to catch those points in options questions too. Mass savory, anything that is mass production, quality can be compromised there. I'm not saying will be compromised, but chances are her products are very not customized, but her products are she's doing it at a small scale. She's currently making the savory dough herself. She's putting all her love and care into it, right? She's really she's known for quality. Okay, everything is under her control. You go to a mass savory production unit, they're not going to do it with the same love and care, right? So quality most likely will be compromised. So that's problem B. Protect her business interest. She's giving us secret recipes to them, okay, which has made her stall popular. Can you trust the mass savory production unit completely? Not completely, right? So protecting her business interest also becomes an issue then. Okay, it's to do with the secrets leaking out. This is not a good option. Stop catering to the slum dwellers and start serving the metropolitan region exclusively. Now, always remember in BDM, you have to answer the question. The question's objective is scaling up production. How is this scaling up production? Forget the other problems with the option and stick to the question. If she stopped catering to the slum dwellers, which is a primary customer base, right? And she doesn't even have that metropolitan customer base yet. She stops catering to them. How does it help her scale up production? It doesn't. It's an absurd option. Everything is gone. Okay, so you're left with one, and which is the answer. And as I said, right, this is a great answer because the investment is low, quality is controlled because they're under a supervision, and also her business interests are protected. Also, if you look at it, this is helping 100 women in the slum. So this is also community service in a way. And this connects to XLRI's values. And that's why I always say in BDM, it is important to connect your answers to XLRI's values wherever applicable. XLRI is about they talk about the greater good for the society and all of that, socially responsible managers. This is a good community initiative, right? She's uplifting those 100 willing women. So that's also a reason this makes it a really good answer. So hence it is number one. All right. Okay. Let's go to number 3. Dhan, with her ingenuity, finds her way to scale up her production capacity on her own terms. Not surprised, she's very enterprising. So with her ingenuity and intelligence, she's found a way to scale up her production capacity on her own terms. Very good. Though Dhan's TCS has become the famous Dhan, Dhana, Dhan brand within the slum, it is still unknown to the outside world. Okay, so we're seeing a problem statement now. In BDM, it's important to identify the problem statement. Still unknown to the outside world. Thus, Dhan embarks on the next challenge of creating a market for savories amongst the masses in the metropolitan region. Fantastic. Okay, so she wants to now expand her reach. Okay, it's unknown to the outside world. It's limited to slums. So she's like, no, I'm going to create a new market for savories. Not new market, create a market for myself for savories amongst the masses in the metropolitan region. So what is her target audience? Okay, masses in the metro region. Okay, and her objective is to expand her reach. From the following, choose the best option that will help Dhan to sell her products at the lowest price to a maximum number of metropolitan customers. Again, there are 2 aspects here. Last time in the last question, there were 3 aspects. Please catch all of that. Okay, spend some time reading the question, read the question twice. So best option that will help Dhan to sell her products at the lowest price. Okay, that's important. To a maximized number of metropolitan customers. So she wants to maximize reach here in her target market, which is masses metro region, at the lowest price. Keep both in mind. Number 1, hire a few sales executives to sell products of Dhan, Dhana brand. Hire a few sales executives. A few sales executives, will it help her maximize the reach? Probably not. Few sales executives, how much of dent will they make? And hiring sales executives is you'll have to pay them salary. You'll have to potentially pay them a commission as well, whatever that model is, but you're hiring them. And sales executives, these are sales executives. Sales executives will come at a higher price point. Okay, so the price doesn't look great here. It seems like a high priced option. And also a few sales executives, how much reach will they maximize? Not a great option. Overwhelm the metropolitan residents with digital advertisements on Instagram. Now, think about it. overwhelm the metropolitan. So she's going all out, like, you know, just go crazy with digital advertisements on Instagram. Have a very high budget, you know, spread these ads everywhere. Have a very high budget. Is it low price? No. Digital advertisements on Instagram don't come cheap. And if she wants to go all out and really maximize the reach, she'll have to have a very high advertising budget. For a stall, savory stall owner, this is not a good option. And then again, the question is it reaching masses? It may. You can argue that masses also are on Instagram. It may reach masses, but it's not a low price option, right? Instagram advertising, digital advertising is not cheap. It's not cheap at all. Okay. All right. Reach out to the malls and high-end retail stores in the metropolitan region through a few marketing executives to sell the product. So again, few marketing executives, how much reach will you get? Executives will come with a high price point typically. Also, there is another problem here. Her target is masses and you're going to high-end retail stores. How does that make sense? Are you going to have masses there? Maybe some, but is that a standard place that you would expect masses to visit? No. High-end retail stores, masses doesn't go hand in hand. So several options here, several problems here, sorry. Few marketing executives, high-end retail stores, executives will come at a high price point, doesn't make sense. Okay. Engage slum dwellers commuting daily to metropolitan region for work to sell the products on commission basis. Now evaluate A and B. Engage slum dwellers who are already commuting to metro region for their own work. They're already going there. Okay. You're telling them you're going there for work. You know, you do your work, but also sell my products on commission basis. So the more you sell, you will get commission based on the number of products that you've sold. Okay. And these are folks are already going to metropolitan region for work. So you won't have to pay them transport or conveyance or anything of that sort. You're just paying them commission based on the number of products that they sell. And there can be a lot of slum dwellers like that, okay, who are commuting daily to metro region for work. So the reach problem also is solved to a certain extent, right? Few sales executives, few marketing executives, as opposed to slum dwellers who are going to metro region for work. This will have greater reach, okay? And the price point will also be low because you're not paying them anything. You're not hiring them, not paying them salary. You're sharing a part of your profits based on commission. This seems like a great option. Let's park it. Hire a celebrity who currently endorses a diamond jewelry brand to endorse the Dhan brand. This is absurd, right? I mean, it's like, let's say she hires Kiara Advani. Okay, again, this is a Bollywood example, but it's absurd. She's the celebrity. It's a celebrity who endorses a diamond jewelry brand. Imagine how much it must be charging that brand. And now how can she hire her? Imagine the amount of money that she'll have to pay. And will it target the masses? No. So this is out. The answer is 4. Okay. Right. So it's a great option for because it solves those problems. So definitely, you know, understand the question and see what is the best option that satisfies those multiple factors in the question. All right. Okay.